Well, if you want to know about a Christmas tree, you want to come down to the Stroda's place. This is right here at 1st Avenue and 24th Street in Yuma. Bob and Carol Stroda, they grow Christmas trees up in Monroe, Oregon, and they haul them down here by themselves or get truckers to bring them down, and Bob's with me. And Bob, here on First News, let's talk a little bit about these trees. First of all, you've been putting a lot of care into these things for many years.
Yeah, it takes 12 to 13 years to raise an 8-foot noble, and the grand fir and the Doug fir, it doesn't take quite as long, but the noble is quite a slow-growing tree.
Now you have 85 acres. Your farm, you used to farm up there in Oregon, except for tree farming.
Yes, we had about 1,200 acres. We sold it to our 3 sons, and they still run the main farm, and the wife and I kept 85 acres of Christmas trees.
And that's what you're doing here. Now these Christmas trees, how many do you have per acre? How many trees grow on an acre?
You plant 1,500 trees per acre in a 5-by-5 stand.
Takes a lot of care?
Yes, it does. It really takes quite a lot of care. You got to be with them 3 or 4 times a year. You got to do something to the tree, each tree.
Okay, and you're out there trimming them. You keep them kind of nice and conical shape.
Well, that's just I don't do this. We have fellows that shear the trees, and they have a big long machete that's about 3 feet long. It's like a big long razor blade is what it is, and they shear all these trees, each one of them every year with this big machete.
Now, didn't you have a problem with the rail traffic this year?
Yes, some of the other neighbors of ours did. We didn't have that much problem. We bring ours all down by truck, but I guess they understood that they had quite a problem up there with rail cars on the piggyback reefers. They couldn't get them at all for a while.
Now, Bob, what about the gypsy moth? Isn't that a problem up in Oregon?
Yes, right in the county where we live, we had a gypsy moth problem, but we've got it sprayed now, and we've got them under control, and we haven't had any for 7 or 8 years since we've had a gypsy moth show up there.
Well, let's talk a little bit about these trees. First of all, the care of the tree is the most important. You get them all ready. These have plenty of water in them as they arrive. They're only a few weeks old, so they're going to last a while. How long will a tree actually last?
Well, a tree will last till at least till Christmas right now. I mean, from Thanksgiving till Christmas, if it's cared for right. And a noble will last till Easter if you keep it in the house and keep watering it.
So water is the big thing.
That's the whole secret to it, yes.
How about an aspirin? I heard people say put an aspirin in there.
I would recommend in a gallon of water an aspirin and 2 cups of sugar. Or a cup of sugar, 2 aspirin.
Okay. So you never know where you're going to find an aspirin these days.
No.
And Bob, what about the care of the tree? Now, the water thing is the big thing, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, I explain it to people just like I said, would you take a dozen roses home and put it in a vase and not put water in it? They said, well, certainly not. And I said, well, a tree is exactly the same thing, you know. It's got to have water.
Let's talk about price this year. And you tell me you have not raised your price for how many years?
17 years.
17 years?
17 years. And this is the first time, and it isn't on all of our trees, only our nobles. And they went up about $5 a tree.
The noble pine, right?
Noble fir.
I mean,
yes,
yeah.
Yes.
And that went up, what, $5?
About $5 a tree.
What's the average cost of just a regular Christmas tree?
You're going to be looking from $35 to $55.
Okay, and this one right behind us here is a $28 tree right behind us, so come get it. Bob Stroda, thank you.
Thank you.
That's the story of Christmas trees from the Christmas Tree Farm. Everybody at the station calls it the Christmas Tree Farm. I'm George Catley with Bob Stroda on First News Today.